It's a very unique racetrack with everything that you do from the driver's standpoint in the shifting side of things. So
that's just making one lap right by yourself, and then you see Kyle Larson trying to make a pass on somebody. That is where it becomes very difficult. Having to try to go with her or not, get out of their wake as he's looking to the outside of Gilliland here. Now he's going to try to cross over. Very hard and challenging to make a pass at this racetrack. Long straightaways, tight corners. There's that shift that Kevin's talking about. Good racetrack for Joey Logano.
Well, interesting that here we come to St. Louis, and two drivers whose seasons really need a rebound are the two winners here, Joey Logano and Kyle Busch.
He's got $1 million in his pocket. How can you say that? Rebound, $1 million.
All-star $1 million. That's right.
No points, though.
Well, there's that.
And that shift comes up at a really weird spot as you come up off of turn 2. It's like right as you get to the wall, so you have to try to steer the car up off of the corner and shift the car before you get to the outside wall because of that double downshift into turn 1.
Here's your other one that we spoke of. Obviously, very good racetrack for Kyle Busch. A lot of restarts at a track like this. Saw it last year, and nobody better on restarts than Kyle Busch.
Well, let's get down trackside and check with Jamie Little.
Good morning, Mike. Yes, I just talked to Phil Surgeon, the crew chief behind me for Ross Chastain, and asked him his game plan. He said, first off, we're watching the weather, the forecast right now. Wanted to wait a couple minutes before they went out on track. So we're going to try to get a long run. This is a different tire. They want to see what the wear looks like. But he also reminded me, it's 8:30 in the morning. It's much cooler than this race is going to be on Sunday. So they'll take what they can in this 30-minute session here. And so far, so good for Ross Chastain.
And that forecast for Sunday, Jamie, hot and dry here just east of the Big River. Now, last week's winner, Christopher Bell, there was a nice rebound. Led the most laps.
Yep.
And yes, the race was rain shortened, but
much needed rebound for Christopher Bell and company on the 20 car. Been beat up. It was almost going on 2 months. Those guys just could not figure out how to close the deal on these races, and finally punched your ticket.
And he got booed for the first time.
He didn't get booed.
Yeah, well, he was standing in victory lane while he got booed.
While people were booing when the race was called.
That's right.
Yep.
But I think this is a very interesting racetrack. You see Denny Hamlin moving all over the place right there. You want to run up the racetrack in 1 and 2 a little bit as you get running, but the fast groove is going to be on the bottom of the racetrack on both ends.
See air pressure on his left rear, that tire squatting. Larry, a lot of air pressure, a lot of differences out here.
Yeah, there is, and you guys were talking about the shifting, and I'm seeing some interesting things going on. For example, the Ford drivers like Logano and Blaney, they're going to third only, or going to fourth only, getting down into turn 3. But the Toyota drivers like Reddick, like Martin Truex Jr., they're going to third at both ends of the racetrack. So they're shifting 8 times a lap. But to add to something Jamie Little said about the tire, this is the same tire combination we ran at Phoenix earlier in the year. It has a thicker tread gauge. It generates more heat. And a lot of crew chiefs were really anxious to get this practice in to see what the fall off was going to be, because last year with that tire combination, there wasn't a lot of fall off even on a long run.
Look at the focus in William Byron right there. I don't think he ran a whole lap and never blinked.
That's pretty normal.
Eyes on the prize. Kid's focused. He's another guy, right? We watched Christopher Bell win and you know, get that brushed off and figure out how to, you know, get back in victory lane. William Byron has the same speed, Christopher Bell, almost the same story. Month and a half here, and just hasn't been able to close the deal. I think his day's coming, and it could be this weekend.
Well, the good news with those cars is they have speed, and when you have speed, you can overcome those problems. And I think that's what we saw and heard out of Christopher Bell this week in his interview on Happy Hour is the fact that he knew he had speed in his car. And when you have that speed in your car, you can overcome a lot of problems.
There's another one that's got speed in his car.
Yep.
Ty Gibbs had a really good race. The 600 in Charlotte last weekend, led some laps, looked good. Set on the pole. His day's coming. He's going to be in victory lane. Mark it down. It's going to be this year.
1 30-minute practice session.